Okay, welcome back to the Papa Bear Show. Again, my name is Imani Lucas. I'm here with the lovely LaShanya Breeze Brazel, and we are here to be blessed today in the presence of greatness. We have some great event planners who just have a long history and are responsible for really bringing back the Mardi Gras culture to Sacramento. So I'm here with Miss Louisiana Sue, and there we go, look at that, and my brother Joseph Thomas, and they are bringing together Sacktown Mardi Gras, which is a Mardi Gras entire season in Sacramento, not just one event, not just two events, but several events dealing with Mardi Gras in an effort to really bring back the culture and have it booming in Sacramento all over again. So I am going to start just by speaking with Miss Louisiana Sue right away.
Thank you so much for having us here. It's great to be with you. Your show is wonderful.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the efforts and the work because the community needs all the help it can get.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for that. And, you know, just being a pillar in the community for so many years and just having such a rich history of doing Mardi Gras, not only in Sacramento, but in its origins in Louisiana. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And I just love the headdress, by the way, and all the great decorations that you brought around the table. Maybe you talk a little bit about some of that.
You know, coming from New Orleans, I've said this a lot of times, and in Louisiana in whole, we don't do Mardi Gras, we are Mardi Gras.
Yes, ma'am.
The cultural aspects of what we have are wonderful. It was well before, it was in France, it was in Spain, it was all over. But when it got to New Orleans and they brought that there, it was very uppity, let's choose the word. And it was only celebrated by the rich until the 1890s. In the 1890s, the businessmen, when we were going through Reconstruction, they were trying to bring back the economy into the city. So they used Mardi Gras as that vehicle. So they were getting businessmen to come in there, but the city embraced it because they were part of it. They went and met, you know, the Romanoff and General Custer at the dock. And they got adorned colors and hats and things and brought instruments and danced in the street and went to the dock to meet them, to entice these businessmen to invest in the reconstruction of New Orleans and the upkeep of its economy. So the people had such a good time doing that. Then the parade went to the people, which they call it Rex. And they even took the cow that was the bull that was leading the cows to slaughter from the slaughterhouse, adorned him with flowers and called him Beau Gras, and he led the parade. So you'll see this big, wonderful calf, they called it. And it goes back to olden days when they, you know, sacrificed the calf. But anyway, it was the beginning, and you have all what you're going to do is enjoy yourself before the Lenten season, and you start, you do your humbling. But what it turned out to be is a wonderful family affair. All you see on TV is not all you get, because communities and little towns and all over the state are celebrating, and they're doing it in their neighborhoods. They're doing it in, they decorate their trucks. They had floats, of course. The bands got in the street, but it was for the people. It turned it not only economic boosted, but the people were enjoying it, and families were together from 11 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. The food, the music, the fun is there, but the feeling of togetherness and sharing and inclusiveness was wonderful. There was no fighting in the street. There was no whoever you were standing next to, you'd help them, give them a bead. You know, you had exactly. Everybody's sharing and caring and having a wonderful time. That's what Mardi Gras means to most people. It's not all you see on television. It's celebrated all over the world and in many different ways. We have floats and parades and all the adornments. And in Cajun country, they do a Run de Mardi Gras, which goes back to 16th century France. And they go ride on horseback still to this day, and they go gather the ingredients to make the communal gumbo. And everybody enjoyed it. So it's just such a family thing, and that's what we're bringing back. We do have the parades, and we do have all the great food and the music, but it's the inclusiveness for everybody and the joining in. You're not watching a decorated float. You're part of it.
Part of it.
And that's what the community comes in. The economic balance is unbelievable.
Correct.
Every neighborhood that has these parades is benefits
Yeah,
from everything.
correct.
And then we've hit
Correct.
57,000 people in old Sacramento in 2023 and not one incident.
Wow.
Not
That's what's
one
up.
Love it.
police
And-
incident.
And that is so rare for large gatherings. Anybody who's paid attention to the news over the past 5 or 6 years and seen mass shootings and things like that. So to have 50,000 people
Yeah.
and no incidents
one.
is amazing. So thank
The
you for
feeling
sharing.
and the energy was so great that we are now spreading it to citywide.
I love it.
Good.
Right, so
love
we're yeah, and I'm really excited, to grow this with Joe and
Yes.
Sacktown Mardi Gras and all the different neighborhoods, because culturally we get to see everyone.
Good.
And again, you've got all these people, and same thing on the boulevard. Because you had years, there was no incidents. There was
Yes.
just fun
Just
and
fun,
people eating and sharing with adults, children, old people. It's just every denomination, every gender. It was wonderful. It's all inclusive and accepting,
That's
and
love.
that we need more of.
Love the
All
word
right.
all inclusive.
That's right.
So tell us, Joe, how are we bringing that to Sacramento? Because you have been on this, promoting it, excited about it, and the way Louisiana Sue told the story, I could smell the food in the air already. So tell us how you're bringing that and how it's going to come to Sacramento and make it just as festive, and how we can support.
Thank you, sister, for having me. First of all, big shout out to the Papa Bear Village Show. Big shout out to United and Guided, and big shout out for all our supporters who support us year round. Okay, Sactown Mardi Gras is a movement, right?
Movement.
We've seen the need for a social stimulant in the city of Sacramento. I'm a Louisiana native. I've been in Sacramento almost 35 years now, but I go backwards and forth to New Orleans 2-3 times a year and deeply rooted into my culture, right? So I participate in the Mardi Gras every year. My family is a part of the Zulu Nation, which means we ride floats every season of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is a season of about between 10 to 15 days where the streets and community of New Orleans and surrounding areas get together and party and create an economical stimulant that they can carry on through the rest of the year. What that includes is having crew balls, crew parties, fundraisers, creating platforms to where you can celebrate Mardi Gras for the whole entire 11 months until Fat Tuesday comes back around. So the ultimate goal was to create that type of platform in the city of Sacramento.
Yes.
To where we can not only create an economical stimulant, but we can also create an educational component around Mardi Gras to teach this to the kids, right? Mardi Gras has a well-infused history of music and jazz culture that correlate and goes in line with the actual season. So with us bringing the history of Mardi Gras to the city of Sacramento, we also bring other entities along with it, like education for the kids, education for the people in California that doesn't really know about Mardi Gras. It's not just about catching bees and eating food. It's also about brotherhood and sisterhood within your community and creating this awesome 10-day to 15-day event where the business owners in your community gets to get engaged with the actual community. They have a saying that was created around Mardi Gras. It is called CN, consumer to business, right? This is the time where all of the consumers that create all the goods year round get to introduce their goods to the actual community, right? And this creates a social economical stimulant that carries you for the rest of the year, right?
While you're having a good time.
While you're having a good
having a
time.
good
There you go. That
So
word.
me and my sister, we call each other now the Snoop and Martha of Sacramento, right? I don't know if you guys are aware of the Snoop and Martha show, but this is the new Snoop and Martha show, right?
Super.
The Snoop and Martha, right?
and Martha.
It's called Sue and Joe now,
Sue
right?
and Joe.
Yeah.
So we have been working profusively.
Good.
I was looking for
Good.
someone that had the same drive and the same willpower to introduce this culture to the city of Sacramento. I heard a lot about her, but I had never ever got to meet her. I seen a couple of her events and was just overwhelmed with joy that I knew it was someone in the city of Sacramento that had the same will and the same power and the same determination to turn this dream into reality.
Yeah.
So we sat down and came up with an idea to draft a resolution to submit to the city of Sacramento to celebrate Mardi Gras as a season every year in Sacramento.
Good.
Right? Approximately about 10 days where we would get together between February and March, because Fat Tuesday always falls on a different day. Right? So we're going to create crew parties correlated around Mardi Gras in different segments of Sacramento.
All right.
Right now we have 4 different crews, right?
Okay. Tell me
We
what
have-
a crew party is, Dr.
Okay.
So what's a crew party?
We have the matriarch, right?
matriarch.
Louisiana Sue and the crew of Gumbo, right?
Okay, right.
Her crew has been in existence now for approximately 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
They rolled usually the second Saturday in Sacramento. Sometimes that changes.
We try to go on, what I tried to do since the 1980s is claim President's Weekend.
Okay.
Because if I grow this Mardi Gras, we're going to go to 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
And everybody's off work and out of school.
Okay.
So we create this family event during a family time. So more or less, that's why I picked that one.
Okay.
The original one moves, and nobody's going to take off of work in California on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to focus on that 4-day
Sure,
weekend.
sure,
Right,
So
right.
and moving it around in different
I
areas in
understand.
SAC.
I
So we
understand.
have that. So we start on the Feast of the Epiphany,
Okay.
which is January 6th.
Uh-huh.
Now
That's
you-
the original date of the start of Mardi Gras season will be January 6th.
January
Always.
6th,
Right.
start
Feast
date.
of the Epiphany.
Epiphany.
Feast
Feast
of the Epiphany.
on
Take
January
Where
note
the
of that,
wise
you
men went
guys.
and found a baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
All right.
exactly.
There you go.
So you celebrate them.
The
So
start of the 6th, we're going to start doing festivals every year, right? It might be a party, it might be a fundraiser, it might be a king cake party,
King cake
it might
parties.
be a fashion show in order to raise funds for your
the-
crew and for your Mardi Gras.
Got it,
But
okay.
getting back to what I was saying about the 4 different events that we have scheduled for this year, we have our matriarch, the crew of Gumbo, right? They're going to be rolling on Old Sacramento. What's the date of that, TD?
February 17th.
February 17th. Then also we have the crew of Del Paso Heights, which
Okay.
will be rolling on
February
Del Paso Boulevard. That
February
is
9th.
February
9th.
9th.
Okay.
And then also we have the crew of Broadway, the crew of Kings and Queens,
Okay.
right? And that will be rolling February 3rd,
Okay,
right?
right.
These are exclusive events that will be have the neighborhoods that they are held in appalled, right? We're going to have floats, music, festivities,
Marching band.
3 different forms of entertainment.
Good,
We're going
good.
to have an educational component at the Brick House Gallery on Broadway that will be teaching the history of Mardi Gras and also the history of jazz music and how they incline together.
Sure.
And the history of Zydeco
Sure.
music, right? And we will also be doing a pub crawl, right? We have a couple of bars in the area that's going to be creating Mardi Gras drinks, Mardi Gras specials, right? And we also have a couple of vendors that we're introducing into this economical stimulant.
Okay.
Right, because we're going to celebrate Mardi Gras every year, and it's going to be a seasonal event, right? Okay. We have businesses that can take advantage of this, right? By
As they
creating
should.
floats, by creating a an economical platform to sell merchandise, right? So we're looking at all of these different components that we're going to be bringing to the city of Sacramento, and this was the need for a referendum to be drafted up, to be submitted to the Capitol, to where we can actually celebrate this in a safe and professional fashion.
And a season. And,
And a
when
season,
people come up to me, because I've been doing this for a while, and they say, well, you know, when is Mardi Gras? And I say, it starts January 6th. And they look at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
And I said, when do you celebrate Halloween? You're starting in August with a pumpkin festival, and you go through all the way until the end of October. So consider it Mardi Gras just a more fun Halloween. You got fun costumes and fun music and all kind of things, and everybody's included. So, but that's what the Mardi Gras season is, and it happens all over the world.
And the special thing she said, and I love this inclusive word, everybody, gumbo, community, right? Mardi Gras is for everyone, right? It is something that you can bring your grandmother, your newborn baby,
what's up.
and the puppy, right? So you got to realize, you guys, if we can just put the light on something that can highlight the good work that we do inside of our communities to make it stretch year round, Mardi Gras is the piece.
Okay. So I really love the vision, and I love the history, Louisiana Sue, as you talked about It's starting with, in Louisiana, right? The 1800s, you have these people who are trying to gain the attention of investors, right? So
Correct.
they're out there, they want these investors to really supply and keep Mardi Gras going. And they had so much fun doing that, as you said, that it just became something that was even more exciting from community members than it were for maybe hired people to
Whole
go and
families
influence investors.
They have families that do costumes all together.
Right.
Whole family
Right.
goes out. We have people that put, you know what a king cake is?
Yes.
That's very okay.
Good
The king
stuff.
cake it was done by Louis
Good
XIV,
stuff.
and they did it only during Mardi Gras season when they had the big balls in France and Spain.
Okay, thank you
And
for explaining that, because I didn't know.
I know, and a lot of people don't. Well, inside, when they did it in France, inside
baby.
they put diamonds and rubies and stuff, and the ladies in waiting would get the piece, and that one of the night who became the favor of the king
Right.
would get the ruby or the diamond or whatever. So in our simplicity in New Orleans, we
love
did because of the Feast of the Epiphany, we put in the baby Jesus and celebrate his,
history.
history. So whoever gets that baby
Right.
has the next party or becomes king or queen.
Period.
That is happening in Sacramento.
Okay.
Right.
That we're going to have king cake parties.
Right.
Yay.
Actually, January 6th, the king cake party starts the season, and whoever comes to the party gets a piece of cake.
And
If they
whatever-
find the baby, they become king or queen of the crew of gumbo.
And it's the
love it.
simple
Love it.
things
I
right
love
there
it.
too. I just want to add real quick, right? The bigger component about Mardi Gras. Now that brings in the local bakers, right? Because now we have a economical component for bakers
right,
to get
need 'em.
involved, right? The same thing with the beads and the throws. That bring in social economical components for people to create their own souvenir shops, and we just have a lot of business sides of Mardi Gras that we're trying to actually.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
I
It was
see it.
created.
I see
It was
it.
created as an economic stimulus.
Right.
Yes.
And the
Exactly.
people, they loved it so much that we just carried it on.
Makes
and
sense.
it took it to the people, and you've got whole families. Like the Ferret family started the crew of Ferret in its neighborhood. That all their businessmen were kings and queens, and then the celebrities were grand marshals and stuff. So and the kids were in the street playing their instruments and music, and everybody was eating and having a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so really, it really is a gumbo. I call mine the crew of gumbo because it included everything. Because
There
the
you
gumbo
go.
is a mixture of
It sure
cultures.
is.
Yeah.
It truly
French
is.
gave us the roux, the Spanish and the
That's right.
Latinos gave
Right.
us the Trinity, that's celery, onions, and
Yes,
peppers.
ma'am, that's what
and
it
then
is.
from Africa, we got the okra for the gumbo.
Right.
We got the seafood from the actual local people. Then we got the sassafras.
They
The
don't- that's
sassafras
that's
is
the
filet,
filet.
Filet
and that
gumbo.
came from
Yep.
the Native Americans.
Yes,
Right.
So you have a gumbo of cultures
Wow.
and good food, and together we are great.
Right.
I love that. So let's fast forward now. We go and we have this pandemic, right? COVID-19 takes people out for at least 2 years, right? And then after a while, and then coming back to when people are coming back outside and wanting to be a part of something. Why don't you talk a little bit about, how you resurrected this whole culture and bringing it back?
It was time for some fun.
Yeah.
We had been locked up. We had done in the Caradia of City of Trees Parade. That's another crew. Was approaching the city and wanted to do a Mardi Gras parade, and somebody put my name in his ear. And he contacted me, and I said, well, we're going to do the whole thing. We're not just going to do one parade. We're going to do a celebration, and we're going to. And that was right after the pandemic, and we did it. We put it together in less than 4 months, and 25,000 people showed up.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
It was cold.
They was happy, but they was
they
ready to come
had
out.
a great time.
Sure they did.
Right.
Old
So-
Sacramento was wonderful, and we started work right away on on the next one, and that came 57,000
That
people.
is good. Yeah.
And so now, facing some of the challenges that we had, I said, we just need to spread it. And the Sunday of the event, one of my guys brought Joe to me to meet me.
Well, that's what
And
happened.
Right,
he
right.
had immediately had the
Nice
same
stuff.
electric things, and because not everybody gets it,
Right.
but we'll help you get it.
Right.
help
You
do
know,
that.
and you're going to be so happy you got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I already love the story. And
Energy.
So, and so, but, you know, you both alluded to the fact that it does take funding and it does take
Yes.
some type of financial contribution, and some of the parts and the activities that you do for some of these events are geared to attract some of those funders and investors. What do our viewers need to know if they're interested in contributing financially to,
Please let
to
me answer
Sacktown
that one.
Mardi
Go
Gras?
ahead.
Okay.
Donate, 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 donate.
Where?
The best way, Sacktown Mardi Gras, Crew of Gumbo, gonna be some information at the bottom of the screen. We are in the process of making history right now, right? And if you're not in a position to make a small contribution, copy, paste, and share
Okay.
is just as powerful as
There
the dollar
you
in
go.
your pocket.
There
We
you
have
go.
many ways you
Spreading
can
the word
participate.
is just as powerful as going in your
There
pocket.
you go. There you
So
go.
once again, donate to your local organization, spread the word to your local church, spread the word to your local youth organization that we are making history in Sacramento with Sacktown Mardi Gras.
Yes.
I love it.
And please watch the Papa Bear Show so you can
Yes.
see the
There you go.
reproduction
There
of
you
what
go.
we did here
Yes.
this evening. I learned so much about the
Yes.
history of Mardi Gras. I'm not done yet, but I still have some questions for you guys to show. Louisiana Sue, you said there were several ways, right, that people
Yes.
can
Yes.
contribute and donate.
You can-
Did
yes.
Joe miss one or two, or is there
Well,
something you
basically,
wanted to add?
you know, everybody needs money to get it going.
Oh, yeah.
And to tell you the truth, there was 3 grandmothers that put up the money for
the first
for
one.
the old Sacramento part of this. And we are so thrilled, and we strive to do that. You can buy a ticket. You can come to a
Okay.
fundraiser. You
Okay.
can do that, or you can become part of this parade.
Okay.
Right.
You can get in there.
Okay.
And this year, Crew of Gumbo is celebrating Barbie and Ken.
Right.
What is that?
Barbie and Ken, first of all, it's the top money-making movie.
Okay, yeah, we
Number
know
one.
that. Right?
Number two, the director was Greta Gerwig,
Okay.
who graduated and lived in Sacramento.
Shut
Her
up.
parents are
All
still
the
here.
history.
So here we go.
Okay.
So we're doing a gumbo of Barbies. We
Right.
want you to
Okay.
come out and dress like any kind of Barbie. The Barbie that you want to be.
Okay.
Not the Barbie you see, the one you want to
wanna
be.
be.
Right.
And
Right.
we want all ages and all shapes and all sizes and everything.
Right.
And we have now applied to the Guinness Book of Records.
Okay.
Because Mardi Gras is a themed event, right? Just like she has the crew of Gumbo, we have the crew of Kings and Queens,
Yes.
right? Each Mardi Gras, let's say for instance, you knew an organization that wanted to create their own crew. They have actually they're doing that. All they have to do is come up with a theme
And then,
and even maybe want to start their own parade maybe in the
Right.
future.
okay.
It's possible. So we're just trying to get like-minded people together to just see the light first.
Well,
Once we
each
see the light-
crew, by the way,
A
is
crew.
a crew.
Okay.
That's KREWE.
Yes, ma'am. I
Comes
got
from
it.
Old English, okay?
Yes,
So
yes, I
what
got
that
you.
is, it's people who get together and either give a party, make a float, get in a parade, or just celebrate. So you don't have to be the big floats or whatever. We have crews that are just, well, I have the crew of zombies.
Right.
We have the.
They just get together and
they-
march
They get
with
together
us.
and have, and they in our parade. So I am going to have zombie Barbies. He's going to have kings and queens from all over the world represented because his is a king and queen thing. So the theme is important, but it's fun and it's usually very reflective of your community.
Sure, yeah.
So does that mean that we can be the crew of Mama and Papa Bears?
Period.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can,
All
and you
right.
can
We're
get
gonna
in the
represent
parade.
that.
That's right.
You gonna
And but you gotta have to
represent it.
dress like bears, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. That's no
Some
problem.
real cute
Right,
bears.
right,
Handsome and cute bears. Yes, we will.
So that's the spirit of it.
Okay.
There is, basically, and so you come and you join the crew and you get in the parade and you have fun and you represent.
Right.
Okay.
And it's about positive and it's about fun and it's just about inclusion.
All right.
Really it is. And we have lion dancers, we have the Barbies, we have dance teams.
Right.
We have all the different components. So it's the community that's celebrating itself in a gumbo of fun.
I love it. I love it. You know, and just the roots and community is what hits me the hardest. But our producers are telling us we are running out of time.
Right.
I'd love to continue to talk about
yes.
this, but I want to give Joseph just one last closing comment, and then I'm going to close out with Miss Sue. And thank you very much for being
Oh,
here.
no, thank you.
And being a part of our lives and teaching us so much about the history of Mardi Gras and what you guys are doing.
My
I think it's
pleasure.
very powerful.
Right, I just want to say you guys can reach out to us at Sacktown Mardi Gras, Facebook, Sacktown Mardi Gras, Instagram, Sacktown Mardi Gras, Canva, for your registration forms, for your full participation forms, for your vendor participation forms, and just come on out, you guys, and help us make history.
All right.
Be part of history.
And be
Part
part
of
of history.
history.
Part
Right,
of history.
right.
Any last words, Louisiana Sue?
Yes, I do. We have a saying in Louisiana, and we live it. It's laissez les bon temps rouler, cher. Let the good times roll.
I love it.
And guess what
I
else
love
we
it.
say? Don't
Don't
be
be
something,
something,
mister.
mister.
All right, so on that note, this is where we are,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Sacktown Mardi Gras coming to
Hey.
Sacramento. Get ready to have
Do
some
it.
fun out there. We're going to
Do
be
it.
partying. This is going to be a great
Let's
thing.
do it.
I'm Imani Lucas. I'm here with LaShanya Breeze
y'all.
Brazel, our wonderful guest tonight. We want to bid you all good night from
Good
the Papa
night.
Bear
Good
Show.
night, good night,
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you all.
Peace,
Have a
y'all.
good night.
Good job, man. Good job.